More ketchup. Who likes more ketchup on their fries? Who likes more ketchup on their burger? Who likes ketchup at all? Who likes more ketchup ever? Whatever. Ketchup is the wrong ketchup, but I didn't want to say catch up another day because it's been a catch-up day 2 days in a row for a challenge that I'm participating in. And I realized that when I think I have to catch up, when somebody gives me an assignment to catch up, it makes me feel like I'm already behind. And if I feel like I'm behind or I should have done something already, I start to feel frustrated. If I start to feel frustrated, I get in this downward spiral where it's harder for me to get things done and be efficient and effective because I feel like I'm behind the 8 ball and I'm always having to catch up. So I decided, instead of thinking it as catching up, I'm going back and I'm tweaking and I'm filling in more details of things because I haven't gotten behind. I am caught up. I have everything done that I need to do for this particular challenge. I also feel like if I'm thinking I have to catch up, I might be dealing with unrealistic expectations, either of myself, by myself, or from others. And I spent a lot of years in my life and in my businesses feeling frustrated and overwhelmed because I had this 400 item to-do list and it was humanly impossible for anyone, even Superwoman could, yeah, I got Superwoman up there. I don't know if you can see her. Even Superwoman or Wonder Woman, I guess she's Wonder Woman, not Superwoman. Superman and Wonder Woman probably cannot do 400 things on a to-do list in any given day. So I would get super frustrated about that because no matter how much I got done in a day, I always had this overbearing list of to-do things that I felt like I was failing. No matter how successful my day was and no matter how awesome a day I had, I always felt like I was behind, that I wasn't getting enough done, that there was always more I should be doing. And that wasn't a very fun or effective way to run my business or to live my life. And I learned that there's certain words that will trigger me and certain things that will trigger me to make me feel that way. And I just realized this week that the word catch up is one of those because it automatically presupposes that I'm behind, and I'm not behind. So I think I'm not going to call it a catch up day. I'm going to call it a catch up day because if I want to add more secret sauce, which ketchup is often someone's secret sauce in their business, or their secret ingredient is ketchup, I'm just going to add it as another ingredient to go back and to spice up and to add a condiment to what it is that I'm working on. And it's not ever a catch-up day. Now, this is really important, and it's an interesting, tiny distinction in that I can always look at the situation, any situation, and know that it's perfect exactly the way it is. If I know that this present moment is exactly as it should be based on the decisions and the choices that I've made in the past, this is the exact outcome I'm supposed to have, then I don't have to be frustrated or worried or angry or upset that it isn't different than I think it should be. I can just accept this is what the current situation is. Now, if I want the current situation and the result that I'm getting to be different, then I know that right now in this present moment, I need to make a different decision, a different choice. I need to take a different action. I need to think a different thought if I want to get a different result and a different outcome. But everything that I've done up until now is leading to the exact situation, the exact result I've got right now in every area of my life. So if you're ever wondering what your thoughts are and what you're thinking about, just look at your life. Look around your life and look at the results that you're getting. Now, I think, and I look around my life, I'm looking around my office right now, and I see a whole lot of chaos and a whole lot of clutter. And that's because I'm in the process of packing up and moving and organizing and getting rid of a lot of stuff from the past 25 to 27 years of my life that I don't need anymore. They will be gifts and blessings to other people, but I'm not using them, so I don't need them in my life. So that tells me exactly what I've been thinking. It shows me that I've been thinking that this is chaos and a lot of extra stuff, and it's a little bit overwhelming in dealing with all of it. And the result I'm getting is a mess of chaos and clutter that, yes, I am going to have to deal with. Now, here's the trick. It's showing me what I've been thinking in the past. It's not showing me the future situation that I'm going to create and that I want to have. A nice, organized, clutter-free existence. So if I focus on the clutter, I'm going to get more clutter. If I focus on what I want in the future, the exact environment, the vision of what I want, then that's what I'll create. So I am going to continue to not focus on and looking at what's going on right now. I'm going to look at it, but I'm not going to stay there and dwell on it. I'm going to focus on the future vision, the future image I want for, in this situation, clutter and new work environment, new living environment in my life. I hope that example helps. Sometimes my examples, since I pop them off the top of my head, sometimes I don't think I do the best job of explaining them, but I'm practicing. I'm practicing to get better at explaining some of the concepts and the ideas and the things that I'm thinking. But I know that, and I didn't always know that. I used to not believe that everything is perfect right now. I didn't believe that I played a role, or actually I played the #1 leading star role in my life and what's showing up in my life. So if I don't like it, nobody can change it but me. If I don't like something that's going on in my life, if I don't like my relationship, nobody can change that relationship but me. You're probably saying, well, but you're in a relationship, so it's partly the other person's responsibility. And I will challenge you right now to say, no, it's not. Your relationship is 100% your responsibility. The other person's relationship with you is 100% their responsibility. And if you both come to that relationship knowing that the outcome of that relationship is 100% your responsibility, you're going to win every time. If you come in thinking it's 50-50, you're going to both lose because you're always expecting the other person to complete you. And that doesn't happen. We are complete and whole just as we are on our own. We just bring other people into our lives and have relationships because they make us feel good, because we want to feel loved. We want to be in relationships with other people. We're social beings, and so we need to have connection. And so that's just an example with respect to relationship. It's true of every other area of our life, our work, our finances, our emotional health and well-being, our physical health and well-being. All of those things are 100% my responsibility for me. And guess what? They're all 100% your responsibility for you. And we can try to blame other people. We can try to push it off. We can try to act like we're the victim and that it's not our responsibility and that somebody else is to blame for it. But guess what? All we're doing in that situation is giving away our personal power. And I say, I'm not ever giving away my personal power. I did that in the past, but from about 8 years ago on, I said, no, never again am I going to give away my personal power by blaming or being jealous or envious of any other person. My job here on the planet is just to be the best Sharon Horne-Ellstrom pajama grandma that I can be, the best human being that I can be. That is 100% my responsibility. How anybody else thinks, feels about me, it doesn't matter. That's their issue. That's their problem. If somebody hates that I show up in one of my favorite pair of cozy warm pajamas and my crazy wild bird nest hair, I like to call it, then don't watch me. Go watch somebody else, because this is me and I'm just working on being the best me that I can be. And I encourage you to do the same, because that sets the example for the rest of the world. If we are being who we really are and showing up in the world and experiencing our life as only we uniquely can and enjoying every minute of it, even the bad times, there's something to be learned from the bad things that happen around us. And even if it's just that we get better and better and better at handling difficult situations, at interacting with difficult people, we know inside that that's helping us grow and to be a better person. And that feels really, really good. So always be looking for the things that make you feel good. So what does any of this have to do with going from the offline brick and mortar world of real businesses to the online world of business? Well, this is my little journal of lessons I'm learning, and that's a really big lesson that I've been learning. Especially when it comes to dealing with haters and people that just want to put you down for the fun of it to make themselves feel better. Because that's what bullies and haters do. It's never about you. And that's why I can laugh at them now. It used to hurt my feelings, and I still think about it a little, and it gives you that little tweak. And then I take a deep breath and I remember, oh my God, this is totally not about me. This is about the person that's spewing the hatred. They have some kind of self-hatred, and they don't even know that they do, which is really the interesting part. Whenever anybody is being mean to you, it isn't that you deserve it. It's that they feel somewhere inside themselves that they deserve to be treated that way. So they think that to deflect that, they will push that behavior onto you, and they don't realize that that shows the whole world exactly who they are. So anyway, those are some of the lessons I'm learning, and I hope you're learning them too as you go about your journey of whatever it is that you want to achieve for your life. So today, what am I working on with respect to business? a couple of really cool things. I'm involved in this One Funnel Away challenge by ClickFunnels. Today is day 13, and it's another catch-up day, which has started my whole tirade about catch-up because I'm not behind in the challenge. But I'm continuing to create content as part of the challenge because they said, okay, well, everybody published for 365 days, which I've already been doing the majority of this year. I think I'm on day 293 of the daily scare share, but I'm adding a new one specifically for the product that I'm using and creating as part of this challenge. It's a women's summit that I'm getting more and more excited about every day. It is going to be absolutely freaking phenomenal. I've already got, I think, 14 or 17 women lined up to be speakers, and I haven't even started yet looking for speakers and looking for content. So that's pretty phenomenal and pretty exciting. It just goes to show you how many amazing women there are out there running their own businesses and trying to help other people to do the same so that they can be successful too and make the world a better place. Because I think deep down, most of us want to have a positive impact on the world. So I'm working on that. And today, Julie Stoyan shared a Trello board setup that you can use to automate some of your content handling. So you got to create your own content. I contend if you're going to be a leader and an influencer and a person of substance on anywhere in the world, and especially online, you need to be the creator of your content. You need to be your own attractive character. So I'm a character, all right, right? So I create my own content. I also currently, shame on me, am still sharing all of my own content. And I've known for about 6 months that I need another VA to help me do that part. But I wanted to get the process and the systems in place so that I can share and teach them. So I've made several videos to do that. But today I'm going to make a video on, and I'm going to set up this Trello board as part of the challenge specifically for the Women's Summit tasks and content creation. I set up a separate Anchor FM podcast for that where I share things just with respect to that. And I'm going to do the same and then add that all to the Trello board and automate a lot of the content handling that isn't automated yet. And I have automated a lot of it. There's a lot of it that's really automated and systematized that I share with all my coaching students. But I'm going to use this Trello board. I've known about Trello. I've had Trello for like 6 months, but I haven't used it. I just haven't bothered to set it up and use it. So now that Julie shared a public thing with us, it makes it really easy. I'm going to demo that on a Facebook Live today. I'm also going to keep practicing my stories, keep practicing how to tell stories, because I know I'm a flippin' engineer. I'm pretty boring and pretty dry. And I'm a very cut to the chase, tell me the answer kind of person. I don't want to spend 6 months learning something. Just tell me the highlights and then I'll go do the highlights. Unfortunately, when people just tell you the highlights, even if you take good notes, you forget them. If they tell me why it's important and how it came about and how to implement that in my business or in my situation with a story or how they've done it, it's much more, I internalize that. We all do. Human beings, our whole life is a story. And as such, we relate to other people's stories. And that's how we learn. And that's how our brains and our memories work and store things for us to retrieve later. Things that are wrapped in a story are easier for us to retrieve from our subconscious filing cabinet brains, which are incredible. But I don't know about you, but a lot of times I put stuff in my brain and it gets lost because I don't know where to find it. But if it's wrapped in a story, it goes into a different part of my brain and it's easier to retrieve that information. So that's what I'm going to do is practice sharing and telling better stories, because I know that that's a definite improvement area with me listening. And it's hard to say that I am a good listener, but I'm not a good listener. I'm a great listener when it comes to my coaching students and stuff. I'm not a great listener when it comes to things that the timing are off. Like on my interviews, it's really hard because the timing is different with the technology and we end up talking over each other sometimes. And I hate that. So I'm practicing and getting better at that. I don't have any interviews today. I try not to do interviews on weekends. I'm sure I will for part of this Women's Summit to get the content all produced for that project. I'll do many on the weekends, but for right now, I'm keeping my schedule open and I don't do interviews on the weekends. That way I'm available for emergency coaching, Voxers and calls, and to spend time with those I love and care about, which is why I do this online thing in the first place. So I'm doing that, and it also lets me do projects and fill in on things that I want to do to practice and learn and get better at what I'm doing in the online world, because the online world is still new to me. and I'm learning, and what I learned then I can share with you. I got more, but I don't know what it is, so I am going to just cut this off because I think I've been tirading enough for today. And of course, I'll be with you tomorrow. Go out, do one thing. I still ascribe to the one thing. What's the one main thing I'm going to do today to move me ahead? And I think today my one thing will be, besides my content, because my content is always my really number one thing, to add value and to put more value out into the world. But then my one thing today will be sharing the Facebook Live of that Trello board, because I think that's really important. And I actually really already did my one thing, which is why I can make the Trello board my new one thing, because I already shared the contest prizes for a contest that we're doing as part of my own Supersize Your Business Challenge. I know, it's a lot, right? But it's fun, and it keeps me young and some of the wrinkles at bay. Think of how many wrinkles I'd have if I was laying around feeling sorry for myself all the time. That would be terrible. All right, catch y'all tomorrow.